Chapter 4. Dad hurried across the room and pulled open the door. A cloud of dust billowed into the air and spiders scuttled across the floor. Pink Rabbit jumped in alarm. He hates spiders. I don't think there's anything in there, Dad, I said. We peered into the dark space behind the door. I think it's some sort of cupboard. Said Dad, peering closer and brushed away the spider webs. But what's that? He pointed up to one corner. There was something shadowy and silvery, all clawed up. Oh, I said, staring at it in wonder. It is a ghost, said Dad. Yes, I think it is. I felt a little shiver prickly all the way up to down my spine. I had never seen a real ghost before, even though Dad goes on about them all the time. Suddenly, I felt a bit afraid. Shut the door again, Dad, I said. I don't think we should disturb it. Rubbish, said Dad as the ghost began to uncrawl into the corner of the cupboard. Look, it's friendly. But I didn't think that ghosts looked very friendly. It raised them shimmery, glimmery arms up into the air and opened the mouth onto the wide O shape. Ooh, it moaned. I put my hands on my eyes. It's just pretending, laughed Dad. I can do it too. Ooh. I peeped out in behind my fingers and saw the ghost was looking very surprised. Ooh, it wailed again, but this time much more loudly. Ooh, croaked Dad. The ghost looked a bit cross. Arms crossed, his chest was frowned. You are supposed to run away when I do it, he said. But it usually happens. But why? Asked Dad. I thought we could have a nice chat. A chat? Said the ghost. I haven't had one of those in years. 200 to be exact. Dad looked horrified. 200 years, he exclaimed. You mean to say you have spoken to anyone in 200 years? The ghost hung up his head sadly. You must have been very lonely, continued Dad. Very lonely indeed. I have, said the ghost, giving a little sniff. I used to try to talk to people, but they were always run away screaming. So in the end, I gave up. Now I just try to scare them on purpose. So it's much easier because the people expect from the ghost. Nodded Dad. Mostly, I thought. True, continued the ghost. I hide in a cupboard. I don't really like scaring people, and sometimes they throw things at me. Oh dear, she said. That can't be fun. It's not, said the ghost. I just wish people can see me to who I am not when I am. Indeed, said Dad, stroking his chin thoughtfully. Well, I'm sure it can't be too hard to get people to see that you're friendly. Why don't you come with us? We're on a school trip. We can introduce. You can rest on the class. I'm sure none of them will be frightened of you. Nurse explained. Who are you? What's your name? Oscar, said the ghost, holding out his cold, silvery hands for Dad and me to shake. I took his hand, but I didn't feel soiled at all. It was like shaking hands with a cloud. Okay, Oscar, said Dad. You just came with us. We'll introduce you to everyone. Oscar seemed a little bit dumbfounded, but he crawled out into the cupboard and followed Danny across the dungeon floor. As we neared the stone steps, I noticed a dressing-up box standing against the walls in the gloom. "Wait!" I said, running over it. "Let's see if the costumes are in the room." I opened the box and pulled out a black and white striped jumpsuit. "A prisoner costumes," I said. "Oh, that is nice," said Dad. "I am a fan of black and white stripes. You can put them on Isadora. It would suit you." Hurriedly, I pulled the jumpsuit on my clothes. There were a people march ball and chain attached to one of the ankles, which dragged along the ground when I walked. Oscar shivered. I remembered the days when there were real prisoners down here, he said. The three of us made our way back to the dungeon steps and back into the corridor above. As we walked, I started to feel uneasy. "Dad," I said, shrugging off himself, "I think the class might be frightened of Oscar if we just turned up to make him like this. Maybe we should introduce him to them in a different way." Oscar looked a bit sad as I said this, but I didn't want him to feel too offended. All my friends started screaming. "Don't be silly," said Dad. "Who could be scared of Oscar? He's such a friendly ghost. Look at his smiling face." "No, well, just introduce him to the class and explain then he's our friend." "But," I said, "it'll be fine, Isadora," said Dad instantly. "Don't worry." Oscar seemed reserved. He even started to smile, but his smile didn't last for long. We ran into the corner, and I saw Mrs. Cherry and my classmate all standing in a group. Mrs. Cherry was taking up names in a clipboard and looking confused. "I am sure we are missing 2 people and Pink Rabbit," she was saying. Then she looked at us and saw him. My friends all looked at and saw us, and they screamed. Every single one of them, even Mrs. Cherry. "Ah!" she shouted, dropping her clipboard on the floor and turned into the white ghost herself. "Eek!" shivered Samantha, climbed up into the floor on foot. "Help!" screamed Oliver, hiding his face's head. "It's the ghost!" yelled Jasper. Oscar, who had been floating down into the corridor in front of us, jerked backwards and fought. His smile disappeared immediately. "Wait," said Dad, holding up his hands. "Everyone listen, this ghost is friendly." But no one listens. They all turned around and ran.